Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Madic. Update from yesterday, as a matter of fact, we saw the price action retesting this level at about 95.6 cents, and it looks like it did break through to sweep that upper level of liquidity. Big surprise, liquidity grab, price pulls back down. Okay, so what does that mean for us here? Well, we're making higher highs, higher lows, still in good shape. We'll talk about that, and obviously potential for retracement on Elliott Wave based on different scenarios there. So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I love teaching people to trade. If you do want to become a better trader, CryptoCash.tech is a site link down below. I actually teach you how to trade, as well as obviously understanding some of my trade signals too, because I do provide trade signals to my community. Also, be sure to check this out. We have trading competitions as well within our community, and you get a $5,500 bonus just for registering with them and transferring, depositing through Bitunix. Again, the key takeaway here is that there are no VPN, no KYC required, phenomenal exchange. I love Bitget, don't get me wrong. You know I've been supporting them for a long time. They're a fantastic exchange, but KYC requirements really hit a lot of our community members hard, and we want to make sure to transition. Even though BingX is fantastic, there is KYC on the horizon for them as well. Just be mindful of that. Okay, so with Madic here, let's take a quick look at the daily, then we'll jump into the back-end data there, and just make some quick work of this here. So we update our fibs. We can see today's higher highs a little bit higher than yesterday, so we are establishing higher highs. Daily time frame doesn't really tell us anything amazing. There's no shift in dynamic here. We can just assume that the price is going to continue higher because the money flow index is extremely high. Okay, so as the money keeps flowing into the coin, we can assume it's going to continue to maintain this price action. We take a look at the moving averages. The 50, correction, that's a 20-day SMA, is working concurrent with this ascending trend. So there's really nothing here on the daily that's telling us that we have any propensity for pullback. There is no real major consideration for that. Okay, so let's take a quick look here at the 4-hour and understand kind of what this tells us here. Because again, just because Elliott Wave says we could see 0.5, 0.618 on Fibonacci, doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just implies that if this is the top, which we're still discovering the top, right? Because we're still making higher highs, then these levels would potentially be retested. My money's on 0.618 as per usual, just based on 85 cents, based on the fact that that's a key level, Fibonacci retracement level, but also a previous resistance turn support. Okay, so you can see it was retested as a support here. The price does end up pulling back further. We could very well see that level retested and then the price continue higher. Okay, so again, just pay attention to that level. I would say it's a good dollar cost average target. Because folks were asking me, what good targets are, I think in the comments from yesterday's video, and I would say 87.7 and 85.3 are realistic targets I want to shoot for as far as long and or spot positions. Okay. So we take a look at the volume profile, we can see we've got a tremendous amount of volume down here, about 82, 83. So I would say 83 cents would be a tertiary target for us if the price were to lose that level. Okay. Again, all good signs here though. The fact that Bitcoin sold off pretty heavy here recently and Madic is holding strong today, it's a pretty darn good sign. That's a testament to how strong this coin is. Very last thing we're going to look at here, just to quickly summarize, is the Ichimoku cloud and kind of just confirming where we're at here. Because yesterday when we looked at it, we were still above. Right now it is telling us that we probably want to consider closing our long position just because we've lost that momentous uptrend. Even though we do have some uptrend here or momentum on the conversion line and the baseline, and we're still above the cloud. Lagging span is usually one of those first indicators. It's kind of like the initial warning sign. Doesn't mean it's confirmed. We're just going to break down. It just implies that this window of opportunity might be closing. Okay, so just bear that in mind. I do not think that's a cause for concern at all. The key takeaway here is that closing today at 90 cents or higher is important. Preferably a 93 cents or higher would be appropriate, so we can go ahead and maintain above the cloud here. And then obviously some other confirming factors on the 4-hour time frame we talked about. I forgot to touch on this here. Let's jump on over to the liquidation data. Keep in mind, I do send all this out on my playout charts through my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. So if you're kind of curious about how that looks, that's kind of an example of what I send frequently to my community. But what I'm getting at here is that we want to look at some liquidation levels and just kind of understand this is the last 7 days of trading. In the last 7 days of trading, we got some pretty long, heavy longs at about 75 cents. Okay? So just know there's tons of support in the 75-cent range. Keep in mind, we just looked at volume profile, and we can identify that we can see that there's a lot of volume here at this, once again, 82, 83 cent range. Okay? So ideally, the price comes down to 82, 83 cents and bounces, and we don't have to worry about this liquidation. But just know there are areas of liquidation that are focused on. So a lot of whales could just continue to make a lot of small little orders to get the price down there, and then they sell or correction at that time, they would basically buy because they'd be shorting to that level. And and then they would just make massive profits, and they'd wipe out all the longs. Okay, so again, keep in mind that could happen. I'm not screaming at the top of my lungs here that we're going to see a massive liquidation at that level right now, but I think if we start testing that low 80-cent range, we got to be mindful of that. Just something to be aware of. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. I described that correctly. Again, I'll send this playout charts here upwards on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Comment below if you have an open position with Madic. I always love to hear your thoughts on this, and I greatly appreciate any and all feedback that I've been receiving. I can say that this has been a phenomenal experience recently here, where a lot of folks are reaching out and just getting some wonderful feedback. So I deeply appreciate that, and I'm happy to know that I make a difference in your life. So thanks again for that. I hope you have a good rest of your day regardless. Thanks so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.